Hey there, deep divers. Ready to peel back the layers on something pretty fascinating?
I'm ready. What are we diving into today?
Today, it's all about bananas.
Bananas?
Well, not just the bananas themselves, though. Those are pretty great, but how to keep those banana plants healthy,
Ah, okay.
especially when it comes to battling some pretty sneaky fungal diseases.
Sounds like a challenge.
It is. But we're going to get some help navigating this botanical mystery from Pharmanaut.
Farminaut.
Yeah, they're a company using cutting-edge tech to help farmers,
Cool.
particularly those focused on organic practices, which adds a whole other layer of complexity to this challenge.
I bet. So, what kind of fungal foes are we up against here? What makes them so dangerous to banana plants?
Right. Let's start with the bad guys.
Okay.
So imagine a banana plant is like a solar panel,
Okay, got it.
soaking up all that sunlight to create energy.
Makes sense.
Well, these fungi, with kind of menacing names like black fat toca, yellow sigatoka,
Wow, yeah, mess.
cordana leaf spot, and even freckle.
Freckle. That one sounds almost cute.
I know, right?
Hmm.
But they're like little gremlins that mess with the plant's energy production.
Ah,
They disrupt photosynthesis, which is how the plant converts sunlight into food.
so less sunlight equals less energy for the plant,
Exactly.
meaning fewer bananas.
And probably not the plump, happy bananas we're used to seeing.
Right. It affects both the quantity and the quality.
Yeah, which is a huge concern for farmers.
And for us banana lovers, too.
Absolutely. That's where the focus on organic control comes in.
Makes sense.
But before we jump into solutions, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Why is there this growing emphasis on organic farming these days, especially for something as popular as bananas?
Well, there are a few reasons.
Okay.
They really all boil down to creating a healthier and more sustainable food system.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Right. For starters, there's growing concern about the impact of conventional pesticides.
Yeah, those chemicals can be pretty harmful to beneficial insects and pollinators too.
Exactly. Plus, consumer demand is changing.
Yeah, people care more about what they eat now.
Right. They're more aware, seeking out produce that's free from all those synthetic pesticides and fertilizers.
So it's about personal health too, not just the environment.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about pesticide resistance.
Oh, right.
Overusing those conventional pesticides can actually make the fungi stronger.
It's like they build up immunity, huh?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes them even harder to control down the road.
An arms race we can't win.
Exactly.
So organic methods provide a more sustainable solution, right?
Right.
By focusing on boosting the plant's natural defenses
Yeah, it's like building up their immune system.
and making it less appealing to those fungal invaders.
It's more about prevention than brute force.
Okay, so what's the first line of defense in this botanical battle?
Well, imagine you're a banana plant living it up in a tropical paradise.
Okay, I'm there.
Now imagine being crammed in a room with tons of other plants.
Sounds kind of claustrophobic.
Right, that's why proper spacing is so important.
Give them some breathing room.
Exactly. About 2.5 to 3 meters apart in rows,
Got it.
and 3 to 4 meters between those rows.
Okay.
This allows for better air circulation, which helps keep those humidity levels down.
And that's key, because fungi love it damp.
They thrive in it. It's like giving the plants room to stretch out and enjoy a nice breeze.
I love that analogy.
Mhm.
And speaking of things that thrive in damp environments, good drainage is another key factor, right?
Oh, absolutely. Nobody wants to stand in a puddle, and neither do banana plants.
For soggy soil is just asking for trouble.
It's basically a breeding ground for fungi. So making sure water can drain away properly is super important.
Think of it like giving those roots a chance to air out so they don't get waterlogged.
Exactly.
Then there's pruning.
Ah, yes. Pruning. It's like giving your plants a stylish haircut.
I like it. So we're helping them look good and stay healthy.
Exactly. So you're removing those old or damaged leaves.
So we're basically cutting off the fungi's food source.
Right. And that improves air circulation and lets more sunshine reach the healthy parts of the plant.
It's like a spa day for your banana plants.
Huh. I love that.
So we've got spacing, drainage, and pruning.
All working together.
But what about feeding those banana plants?
Just like us, plants need a balanced diet.
Right.
So we're providing them with a steady supply of organic fertilizers.
And compost too, right?
Exactly. It helps them build strong roots and develop a robust immune system.
So we're giving them all the tools they need to fight off those fungi.
That's the goal.
So far, so good.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Hmm.
Sometimes even with all these preventative measures, those fungi still manage to sneak in.
Oh no. What do we do then?
Don't worry, we've got a whole arsenal of natural weapons at our disposal.
Okay, now you've got me intrigued. Tell me more.
Well, that's where things get really interesting, but
Oh.
we'll have to save that for after the break.
You're killing me. But all right, fine. We'll take a short break and be right back to talk about those natural weapons.
We'll be here. Welcome back. We left off talking about those sneaky fungi.
And how, even with the best preventative measures, they can still find a way in.
Exactly. But don't worry, we're not defenseless.
Good. Because I was starting to get a little worried for my banana plants.
Haha, I understand. But we've got a whole arsenal of natural weapons to fight back.
Okay, now you've got my attention. Give me the rundown.
Well, one of the most effective weapons is neem oil.
Neem oil.
It's this natural fungicide and pesticide extracted from the neem tree.
Ah, so it's like nature's own defense system.
Exactly. And it's been used for centuries in traditional agriculture.
Wow, it's got a pretty long history then.
It does. And the way it works is fascinating. It disrupts the fungal cell membranes. It prevents them from growing and spreading.
So it's not just killing the fungi, it's actually stopping them from reproducing.
Exactly. That's key for long-term control.
I can see that. And it's safe for the environment too, right?
Yes. It's biodegradable and has low toxicity to beneficial insects.
Like bees and ladybugs.
You got it. So we're taking down the bad guys without harming the good guys.
Love that. What else do we have in this arsenal?
Well, there's also copper-based fungicides.
Copper. That sounds a bit like a chemical, and we're talking organic here.
I know, but hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
Copper-based fungicides are actually allowed in organic farming.
Really?
When they're used responsibly, of course.
Okay, that makes sense.
They can be really effective against these fungal diseases.
Especially when used strategically, I'm guessing.
Right, as part of a larger plan.
And not just relying on them as the only solution.
Exactly.
Got it. So neem oil, copper, what else?
Now for something completely different, Bacillus subtilis.
Bacillus subtilis. That sounds kind of intense. What is that?
It's a beneficial bacterium. Think of it like a bodyguard for the plant.
Okay, I like that.
And it fights off those harmful fungi in a couple of ways.
How so?
Well, first, it produces antifungal compounds that directly inhibit the growth of the bad guys.
So it's going right for the source.
Yeah. And second, it competes with the harmful fungi for resources.
So it's essentially starving them out.
Exactly. Pretty clever, huh?
That's amazing. Anything else?
We can't forget about compost tea.
Compost tea, like for the plants.
Yep. It's basically a nutrient-rich drink for them.
Interesting. How does that work?
It's packed with beneficial microorganisms that help suppress those nasty pathogens.
So it's kind of like giving the plants a probiotic boost.
You could say that.
I love it. So neem oil, copper, Bacillus subtilis, and compost tea. Quite the arsenal.
It is. But timing is everything when it comes to these treatments.
Oh, I bet. Knowing when to apply them is probably crucial.
It is. And that's where Pharmanaut's high-tech approach comes in.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. Tell me more about how they're using technology to help with all of this.
Well, they're actually using satellites to monitor banana plantations.
Wait, satellites, like from space?
Yep. It's pretty amazing, right?
That's incredible. How does that even work?
The satellites can capture all sorts of data.
Like what?
The plant's color, temperature, even its moisture levels.
Wow, they can see all that from space.
Pretty much. And these subtle changes can actually be early warning signs.
Before you can even see any symptoms on the leaves.
Exactly. It's like having X-ray vision for your plants.
That's amazing. So it's all about early detection then.
It is, because then farmers can act quickly and use those organic treatments we talked about.
To prevent a full-blown outbreak.
Exactly. It's all about being proactive and staying ahead of those pesky fungi.
So the satellites are like an early warning system.
You could say that, but
Oh.
it gets even cooler.
Oh, there's more.
They combine this satellite data with their AI-powered advisory system.
AI, like artificial intelligence?
Yep, they call it Jeeve AI.
Dreeve AI. Yeah.
And it acts as a virtual advisor for farmers.
Interesting. So it's taking all that satellite data and...
It analyzes it and then provides personalized recommendations.
Wow, so each farmer is getting specific advice for their crops.
Exactly. Jeeve AI takes a lot of factors into account.
Like what?
The specific diseases in the area, the plant's stage of growth, even the weather patterns.
Wow, it's really personalized then.
It is. And then, based on all that, it suggests the best organic treatments.
And when to apply them.
Yep. It even provides alerts about potential threats, like upcoming weather events that could create ideal conditions for fungal growth.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like having a personal banana doctor on call 24/7.
Haha. I love that analogy. But all this high-tech stuff doesn't replace those traditional organic farming practices.
Right, of course not.
They work hand in hand.
So it's like blending ancient wisdom with modern innovation.
Exactly. Pharmanaut really believes in that integrated approach.
So what are some of those traditional practices that work so well alongside the technology?
Well, one technique is intercropping.
Intercropping.
It's basically growing different types of plants together.
Okay, so not just bananas in the plantation.
Right. Think of it like creating a little community within the plantation.
A diverse ecosystem.
Exactly. And different plants can support each other in all sorts of ways.
Like how?
Well, some plants release chemicals that can repel pests.
Oh, interesting. So they're like natural pest control.
Exactly. And others have deep roots that help improve soil structure.
So they're making the soil healthier for everyone.
Right. It's about creating a more resilient ecosystem overall.
Makes sense. What other techniques are there?
Another important one is biological control.
Biological control.
It's all about using natural predators to keep those harmful pests in check.
So it's like introducing the pest's natural enemies into the plantation.
Exactly. It's harnessing the power of nature to maintain balance.
I like it. Give me some examples.
Well, for instance, ladybugs are great for munching on aphids.
Ah, yeah. They're like tiny little superheroes.
And parasitic wasps can help control caterpillars.
So it's like having a whole army of beneficial insects working for you.
Exactly.
That's awesome. What else?
Well, none of this works without a solid foundation.
Which is?
Healthy soil. Farminaut really stresses this.
That makes sense.
Healthy soil equals healthy plants, which means they're more resistant to diseases.
So it all starts with the soil.
It really does. They advocate for practices like adding organic matter.
Like compost or manure.
Yep. And cover crops, too.
Okay. And why is that so important?
Well, it improves the soil structure.
Making it easier for roots to grow.
Exactly. And to access nutrients.
It's like creating a luxurious bed for those roots to thrive in.
I like that. They also recommend minimizing tilling, which can disrupt the soil's ecosystem.
Ah, so it's about being gentle with the soil, respecting its natural processes.
Exactly. And the payoff is huge. Healthy soil needs less intervention over time.
Meaning fewer fertilizers and pesticides.
Yep. Which saves money and is better for the environment.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
So we've got the high-tech solutions and the traditional practices.
Working together.
But organic methods do have their challenges, right? Let's be real.
That's true. They can be a bit slower acting than conventional methods.
And probably require more frequent applications, I'm guessing?
You're right. And they can be more labor intensive, too.
So it's not a quick fix, more of a long-term commitment.
It is. And there's definitely a learning curve involved.
Farmers really have to understand their ecosystems then.
They do, but the rewards are worth it.
I bet.
Improved soil health, greater biodiversity, a more sustainable way of farming overall.
Those are pretty big wins.
They are. And the future of organic banana disease management is looking really exciting.
Yeah, I've heard about some amazing new developments.
Like what?
New biological control agents, disease-resistant banana varieties,
Oh, wow.
even more precise agriculture technologies, specifically for organic farming.
It's amazing to think about. And Farminaut is right there on the cutting edge, constantly innovating.
Great to hear.
They're really passionate about supporting organic farmers around the world.
And creating a healthier, more sustainable food system.
Exactly.
It's so inspiring to see technology being used for good like that.
It really is. It shows what we're capable of when we put our minds to it.
Well, that's a great point to end on. Thanks for sharing all this amazing information.
My pleasure. It's been fun diving into the world of organic bananas.
It has. And now I'm definitely craving a banana.
Me too.
We'll be right back after a short break to answer some of your frequently asked questions about organic banana farming. All right, deep divers, welcome back. We've covered a ton about organic banana farming.
From those pesky fungal diseases to Farminaut's high-tech solutions.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
let's tackle some frequently asked questions that came up during our research.
Good idea. People are always curious about the practical stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So first up, how often should farmers be checking their banana plants for signs of disease?
Weekly inspections are ideal,
Every week.
especially during humid periods or after it rains, when those fungi are loving life.
Ah, so basically just being super vigilant.
Exactly. Catching things early is key.
Makes sense.
Mm.
Another cool one. Can organic methods completely prevent these diseases?
Honestly, no farming method can totally eliminate the risk of disease.
So it's more about managing it.
Exactly. Keeping the plants healthy and minimizing the impact on the environment.
Right, finding that balance.
Exactly. And speaking of balance,
Right.
the source does clarify that copper-based fungicides are allowed in organic farming.
Copper. But isn't that a chemical?
It is, but it's allowed when used responsibly.
As part of an integrated approach, not just spraying it everywhere.
Exactly. It's all about careful consideration and avoiding overuse.
Got it. Now let's talk about Farminaut's satellite monitoring.
Okay.
How does that actually help with organic farming?
Well, their system can detect plant stress before you even see
It's
symptoms.
like those satellites have superpowers.
Right. And that early detection means farmers can use those organic treatments right away.
Before the disease takes hold.
Exactly. A huge advantage.
Okay, but what about the cost of going organic? Isn't it more expensive?
It can have higher upfront costs,
Like
yes.
for organic fertilizers and pest control?
Right, but the source points out those initial costs are often offset by long-term savings.
Okay. Uh-oh.
For example, healthy soil needs less intervention over time.
Fewer fertilizers, less pest control.
Yep, which saves money in the long run.
And I bet organic produce fetches a higher price too, right?
You're right, consumers are willing to pay more for organic
So it's good for the farmers and the consumers.
and the environment. It's a win-win-win.
I love it when that happens.
Hmm.
And it sounds like companies like Farminaut are really paving the way for a more sustainable future.
They are. It's inspiring to see how technology can support organic farming.
It really is. It's a testament to human ingenuity and our drive to find solutions to these big challenges.
Couldn't agree more. It's an exciting time to be in the food industry, that's for sure.
Well, deep divers, I think we've explored pretty much everything there is to know about organic banana disease management,
We've covered a lot of ground.
from the challenges to the innovations and the hopeful possibilities for the future.
It's been a great deep dive.
It has. We hope you learned something new today and maybe even feel inspired to grab an organic banana next time you're at the store.
They really are delicious.
They are. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and until next time, stay curious.